happy to have everybody back for a true Windermere Cup experience with the fans and the international teams and all that stuff. Make some introductions here, and then we'll get started. First, we always like to hear from the folks at the Seattle Yacht Club. We have Admiral Pete Rossville and Vice Admiral Lance Rummel here. The Admiralette, Jan Holbrook, unable to make it today, but we'll ask Pete if he could say a few words for us. Please.
Thank you very much. We're excited to be here, but we are more excited to actually have an opening day. It's been 2 long years, and we're ready to go. You'll probably notice our theme this year is the Roaring Twenties. And the reason we picked the Roaring Twenties was if you look back in the 1920s, they actually had the Spanish flu. And they got through that and had a great decade. We are now finishing with COVID, we hope, and are looking for the same thing. So the theme, again, is the Roaring Twenties with the tagline, "Let the good times roll." And it's probably more effective to have the good times roll. But anyway, thank you for having us. I'm sorry I won't be able to stay here for lunch with you, but we're looking forward to see you tomorrow, or on Saturday. Thank you very much.
We'll get started with introductions of the folks here at the table. We want to first quickly say hello to Jill and Jeff Wood from Windermere Real Estate who are here. And we'll just go down the line in order. I'll introduce each person, and we'll get a few comments from each of the people present in this table order. So with that, O.B. Jacoby, President of Windermere Real Estate, will get us started. Thank you.
Thanks. Thank you. Super psyched to be here. Same, Pete. It's just great to be in person again, and we welcome Great Britain and the Netherlands. I think the last time you all were here, it was pouring rain like this. So thank you for bringing that back. We're super psyched. And we're just glad to be here. Our partnership with the Yacht Club and with the UW is really special, and we're just happy to be here. So thanks.
All right, thank you, Obi. Yas Farooq, the women's coach here at UW, please.
Thanks, Jeff. I was just thinking, I was watching them put the buoys in for the log boom, and now the logs are going to go in later today. And we were fortunate because we got to do the Windermere Cup last year because of the support of Windermere and the Seattle Yacht Club and the city of Seattle and the county. And even though there wasn't an opening day parade, we still, because of the support, were able to do it. And it was a really great event. Cal came and helped us make it happen because we had so many restrictions last year, we didn't even know if we were going to have a season. And then this year to see the log boom going in and knowing that the opening day parade is back, I mean, it feels like for the first time, this is Windermere as we all know and love it. And we just can't wait to get it going, and really, really grateful for Great Britain and the Netherlands for being able to come. Great Britain was scheduled to come 2 years ago, and so we're glad that finally now we were able to make it happen.
It's been sunny.
Yeah. All right, thank you, Yas. UW men's coach Michael Callahan.
Hey everyone, thank you for coming. We also, I think all of Seattle is excited for this one. I think some of those yachts were in line to try to get on the log boom on Monday. And so I think all of Seattle, I mean, this is a Northwest event, and so signature to this region, headed by the Seattle Yacht Club and this 100-year-old boat parade and celebration of opening a boating season in this region, and the strong partnership we have with Windermere bringing top international cruise. We are so delighted to have you. Same thing with the Netherlands. We invited them in 2020, and they still held on to that invitation, so we really appreciate you keeping honoring that. We gave you a long time to practice, so hope you're ready. But we certainly are. I think our seniors, our super seniors, are so looking forward. And there's many people on our team that never experienced this, have been here for a few years. There might be juniors on our team and have never experienced this. And I'm just so excited for our student athletes to row down the log booms and with all the pageantry. So thank you for the environment, and thank you for the support of getting such great teams here, and appreciate you guys being here. Thank you.
Next, Lauren Fisher. Lauren is part of the Great Britain rowing coaching staff. She went to the Olympics with them last year. And we're happy to have her here. Coach Fisher, if you have a few words for us.
Well, I never thought I'd say the weather's better at home, but it definitely is. No, really, really happy and excited to be here. The women are really buzzing. The atmosphere is amazing and so welcoming. I think that's our big reflection so far. So grateful and thankful. So.
Thank you. And last, certainly not least, Peter Wiersma with the coaching staff for the Netherlands. Peter's a 3-time Olympian himself, a coxswain like Yas. So we're happy to have you. Just a few words from you, and we'll go to questions after that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much for having us. We feel very privileged to be here. The welcome has been unbelievable. I was part of the coaching staff who was invited 2 years ago to come here together with my colleague who's also here today, Roger Blink. Part of the guys in this crew that we have here were all supposed to come 2 years ago. So we have been practicing hard. It's been 2 years without these kind of trips, these kinds of regattas for all the lads that we coach. And coaches, we want to give our athletes amazing experiences, and so we're really grateful that we can give our athletes this experience this weekend. We're very eager to race UW. We've seen their name on that cup a lot of times, and we're very eager to try and do something about that.
This microphone to hand around to the folks who will be asking questions. Thank you, guys. We'll open up to questions. Scott, you got anything for us?
Yeah. Tell me a little about the state of your teams and how close should these races be?
Well, I had the privilege of being able to go out in the British lineup yesterday because their coxswain was under the weather from the travel. So I actually got to sit in the boat. And strangely enough, last week, our coxswain was under the weather with the same stomach bug. So I went in our boat. And I just don't know what's going to happen. It was really exciting to actually get to be in the lineup, and I don't think that ever usually happens. Never happens at the Olympics, that's for sure, or with our other competitors. But let's just say that I thought that British boat was very strong, great rhythm, great enthusiasm, and I think we're going to have an incredible race.
I guess on our side, I think our team is coming together. Hopefully we're coming together at the right time of the year. I found this year's been more challenging to bring our boat together, and I think we're maybe finding our swing, as they used to say, right now. And we're hoping to, show that on the water this weekend. In terms of the Netherlands, I mean, this is one of the greatest, these are two of the greatest rowing nations in the world, and they have depth from the junior level all the way up through the Olympic level. And we certainly know that those boats are well-trained, well-coached. They have a high aptitude in rowing, and so we expect a very good race in terms of this weekend, for sure, a close one.
Yeah, echo that really. I think our group seems quite strong. It's very new, so we're going to have a good crack at it, but I really hope it's a strong race from both crews and we push each other to the line.
So you're okay with Coach Farooq getting a little early scouting report on your team?
I think she added some really great input, so I'm really happy.
Yeah, in Holland we have a huge amount of respect for the quality of the American student rowing programs. We have a lot of our athletes who are actually training here in various programs. So there are a couple of guys that my colleague Roger and I have worked with over the years, actually in Michael's 8. So we definitely have a lot of respect for the caliber of the crew we'll be facing. We have a crew with, I think, a similar caliber athletes, a lot of ex-U23 guys that we've worked with over the years, talented guys, and so we're really expecting a rather cracking race.
Coaches, how important is it to have this event for your rowers? I mean, not having a couple of years, has it made you appreciate it more? How important is this as part of your program each year?
My first year here in 2016-17, I was somewhat panicked because the Windermere Cup was the weekend before the Pac-12s. And so the Pac-12 championship is our selection for the NCAAs. And I knew and loved the pageantry of the Windermere Cup. And I was also, how do we do this back-to-back weekends? And then I found out that the Windermere Cup was the greatest thing that we could possibly do before the Pac-12s, because the energy, the support from the community, the cheering, I mean, when you've got that crowd in the cut, it really elevates us. And I think it helps every athlete in every boat, whether it's our team or the visiting team. It's just such an incredible atmosphere that when we go to the Pac-12s the next weekend, I feel like it's our secret weapon as far as being able to be ready for it. So, we want to bring our best to this race, and when we do, and when we're pushed by incredible international competition, it makes us better, and I think it's really helps Washington into the postseason.
Yeah, I'll echo that. I think I've likened it to a championship regatta without having to be a championship. And at this point in our crew, I think we really need this regatta. We need that support. I think we've had 2 hard slogging years here, and the kids have done amazing work. I mean, the effort and improvement over those years has been incredible. I mean, I think they've done the stories of what they've had to do to be here for the last 2 years, in my opinion, are just have overcome so much obstacle and grit and perseverance. And I think they really need to have the support of their families. This is the first time I've had parents here in 3 years visiting for the first time. Kids are juniors and they have never had their parents watch a practice or ever seen a regatta here. So I think we really need this regatta right now. I think we need the spirit of Seattle and we need really strong competition too to get better. So we're really looking forward to it. But I think in terms of energy and support, I think our team really needs it.
So this one's for Michael. You've had a couple of weak essential races against Cal, which obviously didn't go probably how you wanted to. But you mentioned kind of the team's kind of getting into the swing of things. You've obviously had good practices then. What would you really want to see this weekend to call it a success for you guys leading into the Pac-12s and the IRAs?
That's a great question. I think number one is improvement. We can get into a lot of technical rowing stuff, but I think we need some more like cohesion within the crew. I think we have a lot of individuals that are very good, and the magic happens when individuals become one. And I don't think we've done that. I think they really want to. I think it hasn't been a lack of trying or effort. It's just almost too much effort, you know. And so I think what we're looking for is a cohesive boat that has some, you know, synergy to it. And so that would be what I would look for. I know the effort and the work ethic up to this point and the conviction to get better has been outstanding. So now it's a matter of putting out on the water in actual race. So that's what I'm looking for.
And for Yaz, health has kind of been a big thing around your team. Getting later in the season, you're probably getting a little healthier, but how big of an issue has that been and kind of a hurdle for you guys to get over? And then how has that kind of helped maybe some of the younger rowers get more time to row and kind of you notice them more maybe and help them out?
Yeah, I think a popular phrase in rowing is any boat, any seat, any time. And I've never felt like that was more important than this year, where literally at the start of the season, I think for both of us, just putting out people who were viable. I mean, COVID definitely hit, I think, every team. You know, like this, the COVID rodeo is not over. I think we're gonna be riding it all the way through the NCAAs, every team in this country. But yeah, we literally raced people who learned how to row this year in the second varsity 8 at the beginning of the season. And that kind of experience for those kids, you know, going to the line against other teams that maybe at that time were more healthy. I mean, it was all about grit. And that, I think, has been the most valuable piece of this. Like, it's been a different year than ever before. It's not like we can rely on, here are the numbers from our training and the fitness and all of this other stuff. The lineups have been evolving constantly, and they still are. So as you're phasing people back in, you know, what's the common denominator? Toughness. Like, seriously, us being able to rely on one another and the adversity that's been faced and sticking together and then just gutting it out. And I think that that's going to be the key to the whole season. It's different, but looking back at it, I think that we've learned some incredible stuff, and it may be something that really at the end is going to be beneficial and help us in different ways.
I was curious to the international coaches, you know, how is this event perceived internationally? Is this event that you guys gear up for, or how big of a deal is it back where you're from?
Well, you don't always have the chance to come here, so when you have the chance to come here, that's one you really go for. It's a fantastic opportunity. It's the format of the race is, of course, similar to let's say international Olympic 2K racing, but the setting couldn't be more different. And you know, we got a lot of these athletes that we coach stand a decent chance of making it up to the highest level, making it into the Olympic team. And if you want to be successful at the Olympic team, I think we really believe that you have to have an all-rounded experience until you reach that point. And events like this, and there are a few big classics, Windermere is one of the big classics, and maybe Head of the Charles and Henley Royal in the UK. If you race at these events, that makes you an athlete which has got a better base of experience for the day that you actually line up an Olympic final. So if we get this chance to come here, we really go for it.
Yeah, I think there's very few events in the world probably that are similar. I think in terms of spectacle, Henley is probably the closest. I think when we talked about coming here to the girls and got this opportunity, they were so excited to be able to come, and we wouldn't pass up that opportunity. Yeah, it's brilliant, really.
I remember when it got canceled from COVID, and Lauren and I were on the phone about it, and she said, "If when it comes back, will we still be able to come? Will you still invite us?" And I was like, "Yeah, 100%." But to hear you, Lauren, when you said that, it really warmed my heart, because I knew how much I wanted to come and compete, and I'm really glad it was able to happen, even though it was 2 years later.
Thank you very much, everybody. We appreciate it. We welcome everybody here in the room is welcome to stay for lunch in the dining room. We'll probably be a few minutes till they serve, but hang out and enjoy. And thanks for everybody for coming in today. Thank you very much. Oh, yeah, the lane draws. Excuse me. That's my bad. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We'll have the men's and women's lane draws. We'll have our visitors draw each of those first. It's for the 2 lanes in the center of the race course in the Mountain Lake Cut. So we'll start with the women's race. Will be run first, so we'll start with the women's race first. There's a card with a 1 and a card with a 2, and we'll ask Lauren to draw first. Hold on a sec.
This is a good one.
Pick the other one.
Open that up and we'll give as the other just to prove that there were
2.
1.
That's a good one. I'll let you draw those 2. Feel free to take either one.
Thank you very much.
Give us a letter.
Lane 2.
All right.
Thank you. So both of the visiting crews are in lane 2 and the Huskies are in lane 1.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Reminder. All right, thanks, everybody.
Appreciate it. Thank you.